Hi everybody, my name is Sathya Bandari and I am an interventional pain physician living in Flower Mound, Texas. I have my own practice here and I'm doing this video for all the people who are gonna get a transplant, a kidney transplant, but might not really know what it's going to entail or how it's gonna work out. A little bit about myself. I've been a physician now for 24 years, a long time. And I've had chronic kidney disease for about the same amount of time. I went into kidney failure acutely for some reason or another. Nobody really knows why, when I was 21 years old. And I was 21 and in the middle of medical school. So it was a tough time for me to go through something like that. But I decided to keep going, and for some reason my kidney lasted all this time, and now 28 years later it's finally time for a transplant. My original diagnosis when we had the biopsy was focal segmental glomerulosclerosis. That basically just means pretty severe scarring of the glomeruli or the cells of the kidney. Didn't know really why that happened, but it did. And at first I thought that this was the primary problem and that I would go into failure in about 6 months and need a transplant. So I was in a predicament because I was in the middle of medical school and writing my step ones, which is a pretty significant exam to take in order to get into a competitive residency program. And I had the chance at that point to either quit for a year to figure out my health or to keep going. I decided to keep going, and that's probably because I have two really strong women in my life, both my mom, who's passed, and my grandma, who's also passed. But both of them basically came back from really terrible odds. One had a stroke, a coma, and came back, and then finished, marrying off my aunt and then passed away. And then the other one has lived with lupus and a stroke, which got rid of most of her executive functioning and thinking for half of her life anyway, and then passed away. So they're not quitters, and I wasn't either. And I thought to myself, either I go into failure in 6 months and then I deal with it then, or I go into failure later and I deal with it then. So I think I made a good decision because my kidney's gone through 2 pregnancies and almost 30 years and has finally decided that